let's get into it. So, Laverne Cox is being dragged on social media over, you know, for revealing because she has like this one woman show coming up, which I guess is good because Laverne is very talented, but she can't just sit around and keep waiting for shows and things to pop up. So why not create a one-woman show? Well, girl, how did I get here? She basically revealed that she was in a relationship with a blonde-haired, blue-eyed MAGA Republican voter who was an NYPD officer for nearly 4 years. So I do have the clip of her over there on her page where she looks like she's wearing Halle Berry's storm wig from what was the one? Days of Future Past. I think that was the one that she was wearing from that era. But anyway, yeah. So we have that clip. We're gonna play that clip as a classic. It's over there on her Instagram, and we'll come back and we'll talk. Please hold.
My ex-boyfriend, when we met 5 years ago at the height of the pandemic, he was 26. I was 48. He is blonde-haired, blue-eyed, MAGA Republican voter who is a New York City police officer. We were madly in love. I did not develop any of these politics. I still have my own. Yeah, my ex-boyfriend was 22 years younger than me, hot MAGA Republican New York City police officer. Yeah. To hear more about that, come to my show at City Winery in New York City, July 28th. It's a Monday, show time, 8 p.m.
Okay. Well, Laverne, I'm sorry, but I don't think you realize it's not the flex you thought it was. Why does she always talk like that? Like she always be talking like, you know what she reminds me of the way she be talking sometimes? Like it just seems like it's a like a black woman trying to pretend she's doing white woman cosplay with the voice, like code switching. Like it's giving that. Like I don't even know if that's really her voice. It's like probably a real diction that she's doing, probably from acting classes or whatever the case is. But it reminds me of like George Takei. Sulu. It's Sulu. Remember when they would always make fun of him on not the Cosby Show, child. I still got Bill Cosby in mind because we was talking about Michael Jamal Warner earlier. But it reminds me of like, yeah, when he would go on the Howard Stern show and they would always mock how George Takei talked. It was giving that. So people got on social media and they were not happy with what she has said. So many felt betrayed that she would form such a long relationship with someone who voted for and supported a transphobic, racist, fascist president and works for an institution that has targeted Black and trans people for over 100 years. And one of the recent things I just heard was there was a story that came out that trans women are banned from playing in sports in this country because this is the thing that we need to be focusing on rather than, okay, so when are we getting universal health care? Why are you taking money from FEMA to put in the ice? Why are ICE agents basically just grabbing innocent people off the street and throwing them in the alligator Auschwitz? Why are, you all of a sudden trying to go after Obama and throw him in jail because the Epstein files is what your base is wondering, when are you going to release them? And now you're saying nothing more to see here. But I do find it funny in this picture when you see the Coco Montrese posted this picture right here. It's like, no. Encyclopedia Madonna says, great admission the day we hear you spouting off about what Kamala did wrong. Ooh. The only JMV, that name sounds familiar. I think he's someone that works in the nightlife scene. He said, this is not something I want to hear about at your show. Love your activism and advocacy, so why would you use this to promote? Celine Dijon, who is a friend of mine, by the way, says, honey, this is not the enticement for ticket sales that you might think it is. Oh, another friend of mine, Official Sholalpa, he's the one that created that show that I was telling y'all about, the gay Latin series that was on YouTube that Naisha Lopez did. He said, well, you definitely got everyone's attention now. Michael Joseph Massetti said, you are able to look past the fact that someone voted against your community and basically everything you represent. I don't get the punchline, nor does this entice me to want to go to a show to figure out how to justify this. Another person says, so you recorded this, edited, and still press upload? And you know what? It's just funny how, like, ma'am, you really sat up there like, yes, and I dated a MAGA Republican, and we were madly in love with each other, and he ate my pussy, the pussy that I spent 50 grand on. I don't necessarily know if it was 50 grand, but when you look between me down there, it looks every bit of the 50 grand you think I spent on this pussy. No one's pussy is as fabulous, by the way, as Amanda Lepore's, the trans icon who knows not to say some stupid shit like this for clicks and likes. So it's like, Laverne, what are you doing? Like, what is happening with you? Did you have, like, did somebody knock you upside your head and all of a sudden you just going through some, what are you going through? Is it some type of psychological change in your life in order to, quote, one of my favorite trans icons, Venus Extravaganza? It's like, what, are you going through some type of psychological change? Like, why would you even bring this up? And I think the reason why people are going hardcore on her is because Laverne has decided to adapt this personality that she is sort of like the Harriet Tubman, the Sojourner Truth, the Angela Davis of trans women. Black trans women. You've been out here with your Gawa Black Power, throwing your fists in the air like you out here trying to pioneer for the black folks, the black trans people. And yeah, you have done a lot of work, advocacy for the community. However, when you say some stuff like this, people look at this as like an ultimate betrayal. And I think that's why people are going in on you. But one of the things I will say that is the silver lining in this, and yes, you know, I will always find a silver lining in some shit. I feel like the silver lining is it shows that you got a human side to you, because I've always kind of looked at Laverne and she always comes off a bit elitist. She always comes off, I don't know her personally. I know people who do know her, and I've had people in, child, hold on. So now I gotta put one of my friends on blast. I ain't gonna tell you who they are, but I'm gonna tell you what they said. Oh, somebody asked me, is that post about Laverne legit? Hold on. I'm like, yes, it's on. Because I literally got industry people in my DMs asking me this. It's on her IG. And she ain't taking it down, because you see, I'm showing y'all the videos. And there's a second one where she decided to double down on what she said. We're going to play that in a second. But hold on, I gotta find out what my friend, who is a drag queen, and they came up together in the industry, said this. Hold on, because I gotta scroll up. Oh, so so she went and said, oh, when I was talking about Laverne, she said, this is why when she would talk my ear off at Now Bar, I wouldn't, I think, was it Nowhere Bar or Now Bar? But she put Now Bar, I wouldn't engage too much. Definitely gave as white adjacent as I can be, no matter what vibes. And I think that is one of the arguments that I feel like a lot of people were saying is that is the reason why you got with this white dude is because it's like that typical thing that when you see black people in these type of spaces, whether you a celebrity, you could be a black straight person, or you could be a queer person like a Billy Porter, a Coleman Domingo, or whoever. When y'all get with these white people, all of a sudden y'all see this shift where their careers start to skyrocket. And then it's like you feel like, oh, I made it. I've gotten into those rooms. I'm now a part of the elite because you with the opposite race. And you feel like they're going to elevate your situation. It's that assimilation or that adjacentness to whiteness. And then and also poses, she was like 10 years older than me, but when we met, she was my age. So I said, so Miss Mama's lied about her age. She said back in the day, it was so funny because when she secured Orange, meaning Orange is the New Black, a lot of friends loved it. And I was like, she's not my age. Then when her twin played her, I looked up his age and clocked. It's all in fun. But she was very white adjacent and said something to the effect of she liked me because I was intelligent. Did she insult your intelligence by saying that? And then send me some other stuff in regards to like the follow-up video, which we do have that. So I would just be like, yeah, I just feel like she thought that, you know what, I need to get people to come see this one woman show. And oh my God, I'm really hoping to God that this is not 50 minutes, because we do not have 50 minutes to watch this. But girl, This next video I'm about to show you, sis, you thought that you was gonna come up here and just bare your soul literally by having on no makeup? So yeah, let's play this because she is giving me Wendy Williams meets Beast and Beauty and the Beast tease without that makeup on. But let's get into it. Please hold.
We are live. I am actually rehearsing for my show. My director's right over there. And I was like, let me check on this post and see what the children are saying. And the children are gagging that my ex-boyfriend, the MAGA Republican, Trump voting cop, people are gagging in the comments. And I don't know. I didn't really think about what the reaction would be. I just was like telling the truth about it, teasing the show. It is a big part of the show that I'm doing at City Winery a week from today. That relationship, what the relationship was like, how we attempted to navigate our differences politically, but for the record, when we met on Tinder, when we matched on Tinder, I didn't know what he did for a living. I didn't know his politics. We were just chatting. He actually, told me he did something else. I'll explain. If you come to the show, I'll explain in the show. And
shameless plug.
I was in love. One of the comments was like, just say it was about the D.
It probably was. You know, the skinny ones got big dicks.
It was lovely. But I'm a grown woman. I'm like, okay, I'm a grown woman. I've lived. I am not going to date someone for like 4 years because of the D or because of something superficial about how he looks. He has a beautiful soul and has really beautiful qualities. And I was in love. And as I found out his job and his politics, particularly in 2020, if you recall, we were having conversations really for the first time in this country about white supremacy and trying to have conversations with people across difference. And anyone who knows me, like for years, I've always encouraged people to have conversations with people across difference with love and empathy. That is a value of mine that I strongly believe in. And that is something I attempted to do in this relationship. And that's a lot of what the show is about, in addition to like, how did I get here? And then things get very complicated. It's not, I don't want to give away what happened in our relationship. You should come to the show and find out if you can. But I do want to say that reading the comments, and I get it, it feels like a lot of people in the comment section are dehumanizing people who have different political beliefs than they do. And I see that all over social media. I see that all over the media. If someone has different political beliefs, they're somehow not human anymore. And that is something that dehumanizing anyone is not consistent with my values. Fascism is not consistent with my values. I am an anti-fascist. I never adopted any of my ex's politics. I always challenged him and with love and empathy and tried to listen to his perspectives, often corrected him with facts. And I wanted to see if it was possible to have a relationship with someone with different political beliefs in theory, but like it was just, I fell in love. Like I fell in love with a human being who had different politics, and I was in love. And what the good things about the relationship were so good that I was willing to work with the politics that I didn't agree with. And
all right, so we can leave it there because I heard like this video goes on for like 50 minutes, and we do not have time to sit up here and focus on all that. If y'all want to hear the rest, y'all can go over to her IG and you can listen to what she had to say. Is she really trying to get y'all to come to that damn that winery shit? Isn't that the same place that T.S. Madison and Craig was doing fag talk? And it was something about they not messing with them no more because the business wasn't businessing, and they mentioned that a little bit on their show. But anyway, so that's what she having her thing. If y'all care enough to go over there and check her out, definitely do it. But it seemed like she done piss a lot of people off. There were people even pissed off about this video with what she was saying. Official Show Alpha said, "Where's your publicist?" And then Coco Montrese put gaslighting, manipulate someone using psychological methods into questioning, it keeps moving fast, their own sanity or powers of reasoning. Jada Essence Hall said, ooh, in this political economy, that's a huge investment. That for sure will yield zero IDK. First of all, yeah, especially in this political economy, I'm not sitting there trying to rhyme or have, reason or negotiate or try to sit and understand. She's talking about, I listened and I actually took him in for empathy and listened with empathy. But I was like, but did he offer the same energy to you? So you over here trying to be, all understanding and shit, but did he reciprocate? Did he receive what you were saying? And did he also return the favor? Was he giving you the same thing that you were giving him? Because I'm like, last I checked, this relationship ain't one-sided. So was he actually doing that, or was you doing all the heavy damn lifting? And I don't give a good goddamn how good somebody's dick is, or if, how sweet and kind their soul is. First of all, I want to know, when did the conversation about politics come up? And how long did it take for y'all to get to that point? Because I'm not saying like, okay, we out to eat the first night. We at Rosanna Scotto restaurant and we breaking bread and over like the brie. So who'd you vote for? Like, I'm not saying that you got to do it that quick, but at least I need to know everything I'm getting myself into before I get too deep in this relationship. And for you to sit there and be like, oh yeah, it was even though he was a Trump supporter and he's going against everything I stand for, where Trump is trying to roll back everything with anybody who isn't white, male, and have money in a damn pocket, who isn't rich, white, and male. That's all he cares about. If you ain't got money, you moving funny. He don't care about you. So I don't understand how you got all the things against you. You black and you trans. They don't see it for you on that side. Although we do know a lot of Trump supporters and people in law enforcement and government who low-key like people of the same gender and the T-girls. They're like the dolls. I mean, did we have a conversation that the RNC, like Grindr, blew up out there where they had the RNC last year? So we know how they get down. Oh, they talk about they want to roll back this, that, and the other. But low-key, they like their cheeks clapped. Particularly with the women with a little something extra between me down there who still got their man's toolbox. I mean, Laverne don't have hers. She already told about she had bottom surgery. But like I said before, I truly believe the only reason why people went in on her is because Laverne has adopted this mentality that she is this sort of pompous, elitist, very much a social advocate for the community. And when you do that, you're not allowed to make mistakes. But at the end of the day, I will say this, Laverne is human. So she's allowed to screw up and make mistakes and learn from them. But you up in here defending this and really trying to get people, well, if y'all want to hear what she knew, what this was going to give. Like, in this economy, in this current climate, with how polarizing Trump is and how he's gotten so many people divided right now politically, you knew that one thing that you mentioned out of all the things you're going to be talking about in this upcoming event, that would be the thing that would get us all up in arms and riled up and talking about you and have you go viral. Let's not play like we don't know how this shit works. Come on, Laverne. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Especially when you wear a Halle Berry wig from X-Men Days of Future Past. That's kind of like the Sheen equivalent. That ain't even the good wig. So, oh yeah, there was one more thing I want to pull up that was stated, and I feel like this pretty much sums up the situation. I think this is the picture of her man. I'm like, girl, you talking about, I don't know what you was looking at. Maybe she had the same glasses Superman had on, where it's like put on the, if you've seen the movie, you know the thing, where it was like, oh, if he wear these glasses, y'all think that, y'all don't know that he's Clark Kent, so he had on these special type of glasses or whatever. That's how they explain it. So maybe we always wearing the same glasses because I don't see what you see. But hold on, let me take this out. So yeah, that's supposed to be her man. I'm like, he got a big ass head. Did somebody actually put that MAGA hat on his head? I don't know if that's him though. Apparently, I don't know. Well, let me know in the comments if that is her man. But hold on, because now I got to pull the thing up. I thought I had that I would be able to read it. So Jerome Trammell said the following. While I'm not condemning Laverne Cox, I can absolutely see why others are sharing her frustrations. She was parading around performing activism, seeking to hold others accountable. Meanwhile, in a full relationship and throwing it back for a blonde hair, blue eye MAGA and Trump supporting cop. She could be our fave and still get her lashings. And in 3 business days, social media will move on because if it was some other black activist, y'all would be dragging them by their edges. I wonder who they're referring to. We have to about that. So it's like, you know, Laverne can get away. Somebody like a T.S. Madison can get away with this whole situation because T.S. Madison has never made no qualms about who she is. She's always been upfront and unfiltered. And she wouldn't, but the thing is, she wouldn't get with no maggot. That's the one thing we know about her. I don't even think she would ever get with a white man. But nevertheless, and Craig would never let her live that down. He would be eating her up over there on fact. I mean, she'd be eating them back because, she a Libra. They stay going back and forth. But they don't let y'all get over on the reads and the gags. But she would never stoop to this situation. To me, it's just like, are y'all that hard up and desperate for love because it's slim pickings out there for trans women to really get in genuine, meaningful relationships? Because we hear the stories about how trans women struggle to find like love with someone who actually likes them beyond them being a fetish. So when you finally get a relationship where by appearance and by however it's unfolding, that it's a real loving relationship, you willing to just look the other way at all the red flags because you're getting what in your mind you feel like is real love from this person. So I'm gonna just bypass all the reds or the signs and just go along to get along. No, ma'am, not I, said the cat. So I think I'm done talking about this for now. I probably forgot some of the other things I was going to say earlier, but y'all know I don't write notes. It's always freestyle up on this show. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story overall? Let me know in the comments. I definitely want to hear from y'all regarding this whole situation. And this is definitely a conversation that I feel like we need to be having more of regarding people within our community and why we always feel like the only way we can get some type of love, affection, recognition, any kind of status is that we have to attach as people of color ourselves to white men and forego a lot of our morals and a lot of what we stand for just so that way we can have a piece of love. Because what was that song? A piece of man is better than no man at all. Who said that? Betty Wright? You was wrong, sis. Right? You was Miss Wright. You was not correct with that. So it's like, no, not, a piece of man is not better than no man at all. I'm not sitting up in here sacrificing my morals and things. I mean, don't get me wrong, we've all been in situations that we're not necessarily proud of. I'll even say that. But I ain't never dated somebody or been in a relationship with somebody this extreme. Because it's like, yes, politics is definitely something that is a factor in if I'm gonna get with somebody. And if you out here supporting being, especially with all of how Trump is like 10 times worse now. If you support that foolishness, I can't get behind you. Not no relationship. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. So let me know what your thoughts are on this story in the comments down below.